Know that according to a recent study, individuals who practice Stoic principles experience significantly lower stress levels. As Epictetus put it, do not seek to have events happen as you want them to, but instead want them to happen as they do happen, and your life will go well. Today, we're diving into the transformative power of Stoicism and how letting go of these 7 habits can dramatically reshape your life. Habit number 1, habit of complaining. In our daily routines, the habit of complaining often emerges in subtle, seemingly insignificant ways. For instance, consider the scenario of a rainy day ruining an anticipated outdoor event. It's common to hear grumbles about the weather, the cancellation, and the disappointment it brings. These complaints, while understandable, lead us down a path of negativity that offers no real solution or relief. Now imagine facing this rainy day with a different mindset. Instead of focusing on the ruined plans, what if we saw it as an unexpected opportunity? This shift in perspective is at the heart of Stoicism. Seneca, a renowned Stoic philosopher, once said, "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." His words remind us that our distress is often amplified by our perception and reaction to the situation, rather than the situation itself. In this rainy day scenario, a Stoic approach might involve embracing the change of plans. Maybe this unexpected free time is a chance to start a book you've been meaning to read, indulge in a creative hobby, or simply relax and reflect. The rain hasn't changed, but your reaction to it has transformed a disappointing situation into a positive and potentially fulfilling experience. By applying Stoicism to our daily lives, we can significantly alter our interactions with the world. When we curb our tendency to complain about things outside our control, like the weather, we free up mental space and energy to focus on areas where we can make a real difference. This could be personal growth, deepening relationships, or contributing to our communities in meaningful ways. Stoicism isn't about denying our feelings or ignoring life's challenges. Instead, it's about approaching these challenges with a mindset geared towards constructive thinking and problem solving. Reducing our habit of complaining isn't about being oblivious to difficulties. It's about choosing to respond to them with a sense of agency and purpose. Changing from a habitual complainer to someone who actively seeks positive solutions doesn't happen overnight. It requires practice, patience, and self-awareness. However, the transformation that follows is profound. Not only does it enhance our personal well-being, but it also sets an example for those around us, creating a cascade of positivity and resilience. This Stoic lesson teaches us that life's disruptions, big or small, aren't just obstacles. They are opportunities to rethink, recalibrate, and respond with a newfound sense of empowerment. It's a journey from passive dissatisfaction to active engagement, a path that leads not only to personal contentment, but also to a more harmonious and productive life. Habit number 2, dwelling on past mistakes. Dwelling on past mistakes is a common human tendency. It's like having a mental movie that replays our failures, missteps, and embarrassments over and over again. While it's natural to reflect on the past, obsessively fixating on our mistakes can trap us in a cycle of unnecessary guilt and regret. Consider the experience of flubbing a presentation at work. It's easy to get caught up in a whirlwind of self-criticism, replaying every stutter and missed point. You might lie awake at night, wishing you could turn back time and redo it all. This kind of rumination is draining and counterproductive. Stoicism offers a refreshing alternative to this cycle of regret. The philosophy encourages us to view every experience, especially the challenging ones, as an opportunity to learn and grow. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic emperor, once said, "Do not dwell in the past, do not dream of the future. Concentrate the mind on the present moment." His wisdom reminds us that the power to improve and move forward lies in the present, not in the past. Instead of berating yourself for the presentation gone wrong, a Stoic approach would involve analyzing the situation objectively. What went wrong? What can be learned from this experience? How can you improve for next time? This constructive reflection turns a negative experience into a valuable lesson. Let's extend this to personal relationships. Imagine you said something hurtful to a friend and now regret it deeply. Dwelling on this mistake can lead to a spiral of guilt. However, embracing the Stoic mindset means acknowledging the mistake, apologizing sincerely, and then focusing on being a better friend in the future. It's about taking actionable steps to mend and grow, rather than being paralyzed by past actions. By adopting this Stoic perspective, we free ourselves from the chains of past errors. We learn to forgive ourselves, understanding that mistakes are not just inevitable, but also invaluable for our personal development. This shift doesn't mean we forget the past or ignore the consequences of our actions. Rather, it means we use our past as a springboard for future growth. Breaking the habit of dwelling on past mistakes empowers us to live more fully in the present. It allows us to approach life with a mindset of continuous improvement, where every stumble is a step forward. This approach not only enhances our personal resilience, but also enriches our relationships and professional life. In conclusion, embracing the Stoic attitude towards past mistakes is about transforming our mindset from one of regret and self-reproach to one of learning and proactive improvement. It's about recognizing that while we can't change the past, we can always influence our future through the actions we take today. This realization is liberating and transformative, paving the way for a life of purpose, growth, and inner peace. Habit number 3. Avoiding hardships. Avoiding hardships is a natural inclination. We often seek the path of least resistance, believing that comfort and ease are the keys to happiness. Yet this avoidance can lead to a fragile state, where even minor challenges seem insurmountable. Consider someone staying in a comfortable job, despite a deep desire to venture into something more fulfilling. The fear of instability, uncertainty of success, and the rigorous efforts required loom large. While the safer path offers comfort, it also breeds a lingering sense of unfulfilled potential. Stoicism offers a contrasting perspective. Stoics see overcoming difficulties as a way to grow stronger and more resilient. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These words encapsulate the Stoic view that obstacles are not merely to be endured, but are opportunities for personal growth. Training for a marathon provides a vivid example. The process is demanding, with months of intense training, disciplined dieting, and significant time investment. The journey is fraught with physical pain, exhaustion, and the constant temptation to quit. Yet persisting through these hardships fortifies not just the body, but the mind. Each mile run, each early morning, each moment of pushing beyond the urge to stop, is a step towards greater mental toughness. Applying this Stoic principle to life means actively seeking challenges and embracing them as essential to growth. It's recognizing that the path to anything valuable is often strewn with obstacles, and these obstacles are crucial in building character and strength. This Stoic approach to hardships is transformative. Difficulties are no longer seen as mere setbacks, but as integral parts of the journey towards achieving goals. Whether it's pursuing a new career, establishing a business, or overcoming a personal barrier, the hardships encountered are not just hurdles, but key components of the journey that mold us into stronger individuals. The Stoic lesson here redefines our relationship with hardship. Far from being something to avoid, it becomes a valued teacher. While this doesn't simplify the journey, it equips us with the fortitude and perspective to persist, transforming our greatest obstacles into our most significant triumphs. Habit number 4. Overindulging in pleasures. Overindulging in pleasures is a habit that's easy to develop in a world that often equates happiness with material and sensory satisfaction. This pursuit of pleasure, when taken to excess, can lead to a lack of self-discipline and ultimately, a feeling of emptiness. Imagine the simple example of social media use. It starts as a way to connect and unwind, but gradually, hours can be lost scrolling through feeds, seeking the next dopamine hit from likes and shares. While initially pleasurable, this overindulgence can lead to a lack of productivity and a sense of disconnection from real-life relationships and goals. Stoicism teaches the virtue of moderation. Seneca, a prominent Stoic philosopher, once said, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." This insight suggests that true wealth lies not in endless indulgence, but in measured, mindful enjoyment of life's pleasures. Let's consider another common example: eating for pleasure. Enjoying good food is one of life's joys, but overindulgence can lead to health problems and diminish the very pleasure we seek. A Stoic approach would advocate savoring food mindfully, enjoying each bite, but also recognizing when enough is enough. This balance ensures that pleasure remains a positive force, not a detrimental one. This principle of moderation can be applied across various aspects of life. In consumer culture, the drive to acquire more, be it clothes, gadgets, or cars, can seem unending. However, this pursuit often masks a deeper need for fulfillment that material goods cannot satisfy. By practicing Stoic moderation, we learn to appreciate what we have and find contentment in simplicity and purpose, rather than in accumulation. The Stoic approach to pleasure is not about denying joy or living austerely. It's about finding a balance where pleasure does not become a master, but remains a delightful part of life that does not overshadow our values, goals, and well-being. The pursuit of moderation is an ongoing journey. It requires mindfulness and self-awareness to recognize when pleasure starts to tip into overindulgence. By embracing this Stoic principle, we can enjoy life's pleasures without letting them control us, leading to a more balanced, fulfilling, and meaningful life. This balanced approach to pleasure cultivates self-discipline, contentment, and a deeper appreciation for life's simple joys. Habit number 5, procrastination. Procrastination, often disguised as harmless delay, can become a significant barrier in our lives, hindering progress and growth. It's a common experience, knowing there's a task to be done, yet continually pushing it to the future. This habit of postponement not only affects our productivity but also our mental well-being. Consider a student with ample time to prepare for an exam, but who waits until the night before to study. The initial relief of putting off work soon turns into stress, panic, and often underperformance. The cycle of procrastination and last-minute rush becomes a stressful pattern that undermines potential. Stoicism offers a valuable perspective on procrastination. Marcus Aurelius, a Stoic philosopher, once remarked, "You could leave life right now. Let that determine what you do and say and think." This statement underscores the Stoic principle of memento mori, the awareness of the inevitability of death. While this might seem morbid, it serves as a powerful reminder to live fully in the present and act without unnecessary delay. Applying this to procrastination means recognizing the value of the present moment and the impermanence of life. Every instance of procrastination is not just a delayed task. It's a moment of life not fully lived. Whether it's writing a book, starting a fitness regime, or learning a new skill, the habit of postponing not only delays these achievements, but also robs us of the joy and growth that comes with accomplishing them. This Stoic approach to procrastination is not about relentless work without rest. It's about discerning the value of our actions and choosing to engage in activities that are meaningful and enriching. It's recognizing that time is a non-renewable resource, and that how we choose to spend it shapes the quality of our lives. The practice of combating procrastination requires mindfulness and discipline. It involves setting clear goals, breaking tasks into manageable steps, and reminding ourselves of the finite nature of time. By embracing the present and acting with intention, we can overcome the inertia of procrastination. This Stoic lesson on procrastination extends beyond mere time management. It's about living a life of purpose, where actions are aligned with our values and goals. It encourages us to seize the day, not just in the pursuit of productivity, but in the cultivation of a meaningful, fulfilling life. In doing so, we not only achieve more, but also experience a deeper sense of satisfaction and contentment. Habit number 6, harboring resentment. Harboring resentment is a human tendency that can easily consume our thoughts and energy. It's like holding onto a hot coal with the intention of throwing it at someone else. Ultimately, we are the ones getting burned. This internalization of anger and bitterness can lead to a life shadowed by unresolved emotions and strained relationships. A common instance is holding a grudge against a colleague for a past slight or misunderstanding. Instead of addressing the issue or moving past it, the resentment festers, affecting not only the relationship with that colleague but also impacting personal well-being and work performance. The energy spent in harboring these negative feelings could be redirected towards more constructive pursuits. Stoicism teaches the importance of focusing on rationality over emotion. Epictetus, a Stoic philosopher, once said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle is particularly relevant when dealing with resentment. It's not about the action that caused the resentment, it's about how we choose to respond to it. In the context of resentment, a Stoic approach involves acknowledging the emotions, but not allowing them to dictate our actions. It's about practicing forgiveness, not necessarily because the other person deserves it, but because we deserve peace. Forgiveness here is seen not just as a benevolent act towards others, but as a form of self-care. Take the example of a family feud where years of bitterness have created a rift. While the initial grievances may have been valid, the prolonged resentment only leads to a continuous cycle of unhappiness and conflict. By choosing to let go of this resentment, we open the door to reconciliation, healing, and potentially a more harmonious future. Stoicism in this context promotes a proactive approach to emotional well-being. It's not about suppressing feelings, but about understanding them and choosing a response that aligns with our values and long-term happiness. By releasing resentment, we free ourselves from the emotional burden and reclaim our mental space for more positive and fulfilling experiences. The practice of letting go of resentment is challenging and requires continuous effort. It involves empathy, understanding, and often a change in perspective. However, the liberation that comes with it is profound. It leads to healthier relationships, a more positive outlook, and a deeper sense of inner peace. In essence, the Stoic lesson on harboring resentment is about the power of our response to external events. It teaches us that while we cannot control what happens to us, we have complete control over how we let it affect us. By choosing rationality, forgiveness, and understanding, we can transform our experiences from sources of bitterness to opportunities for personal growth and tranquility. Habit number 7, fear of failure. The fear of failure is a powerful force that can stifle initiative and prevent individuals from reaching their full potential. This fear often stems from a misconception that failure is a negative endpoint, rather than a valuable part of the learning process. It can manifest in various aspects of life, from hesitancy in pursuing a new career path, to reluctance in expressing one's feelings in a relationship. An entrepreneur contemplating starting a new business venture provides a clear example. The fear of the business failing, losing money, and facing criticism can be paralyzing. This fear might hold them back from taking the leap, leading to a life of wondering what could have been. Stoicism, however, offers a refreshing perspective on failure. Seneca, a great Stoic thinker, once said, "It is a rough road that leads to the heights of greatness." This sentiment captures the Stoic belief that it is through overcoming difficulties and failures that one achieves true growth and success. Failure is not a defeat. It's a stepping stone to greater things. Applying this Stoic principle means viewing failure not as a deterrent, but as an essential part of the journey to success. When an individual understands that each failure is an opportunity to learn and improve, they begin to shed the fear that holds them back. Instead of being paralyzed by the possibility of a failed business, the entrepreneur can embrace the risk, knowing that whether the venture succeeds or fails, valuable lessons will be learned. This approach to failure can be transformative. In personal relationships, for instance, the fear of rejection can prevent someone from expressing their true feelings. However, understanding that rejection is not a catastrophic outcome, but a possible step in the journey to a fulfilling relationship, can empower them to take that chance. Stoicism teaches that it is not the external events themselves that disturb us, but our interpretation of these events. By reinterpreting failure as a natural and useful part of life's experiences, we can change our response to it. This shift in perspective frees us from the shackles of fear, allowing us to pursue our goals and dreams with courage and resilience. This Stoic view of failure encourages a proactive approach to life's challenges. It motivates us to try new things, take risks, and embrace the unknown, secure in the knowledge that failure is not a reflection of our worth, but a necessary ingredient in the recipe for success. It leads to a life lived boldly, with the understanding that true growth often requires stepping out of our comfort zones and facing our fears head-on. In summary, the Stoic lesson on the fear of failure is about the transformative power of embracing and learning from our setbacks. It teaches us that each failure brings with it the seeds of growth and improvement, and that by facing our fears, we open ourselves up to the full spectrum of life's possibilities. This philosophy empowers us to live more courageously, fully, and meaningfully. Reflecting on today's exploration of 7 habits that make you weaker, we recognize that this journey is more than just understanding Stoic philosophy. It's about tapping into our inner resilience. Stoicism offers us tools to navigate a world filled with challenges and transformations.